China is no longer just the world's factory. How did this nation leap from low-cost production to global superpower? Today, we're diving into China, a country that transformed its economy in just a few decades, reshaping global trade, technology, and even Europe's markets. In the 1980s and 90s, China was mainly a low-cost manufacturing hub, producing textiles, electronics, and cheap goods for the global market. Over time, however, it began moving up the value chain. Today, China invests heavily in high-tech industries like AI, semiconductors, 5G, and electric vehicles. Economists call this industrial upgrading. By moving into higher-value sectors, China increases productivity and wages, fueling domestic consumption and innovation. This shift wasn't just about changing factories. It required building knowledge, skills, and global connections, which brings us to how China got its know-how. China's leap into technology didn't happen by chance. It comes from a combination of state planning, talent acquisition, and knowledge transfer. State-led plans. Programs like Made in China 2025 focus on sectors like robotics, AI, and clean energy. Talent programs. The 1,000 Talents Plan attracts foreign experts to share knowledge directly in China. Global integration. Multinational corporations have R&D centers in China, bringing know-how from Germany, Japan, and the US. Patent explosion. China now leads the world in AI patents and high-tech applications. This means China isn't just copying technology, it's actively developing its own innovations and global standards. The Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, is China's flagship project for global expansion. By building ports, railways, and energy projects across Asia, Europe, and Africa, China creates new trade routes and strengthens its economic influence. Through BRI, China exports not just goods, but also standards, investment, and know-how. This gives access to strategic resources like rare earth metals, crucial for high-tech industries. But behind these ambitious moves lies a distinct approach to the economy, one that blends state control with market forces. China's unique model mixes state-led planning with private innovation. Key industries like banking, telecoms, and energy remain state-owned, while private firms drive technological breakthroughs. This combination allows long-term investment in strategic sectors, although risks like overinvestment and debt remain. This state market dynamic also helps explain China's growth figures and the challenges that lie ahead. China's GDP growth has been remarkable, averaging around 10% for decades, though recently it slowed to 4.5 to 5%. Debt, especially in local governments and real estate, is high. At the same time, an aging population and shrinking labor force present long-term challenges. Yet careful planning, technological innovation, and global integration keep China moving forward. But China's ambitions extend beyond domestic development. Let's look at how it's reshaping Europe's markets and the risks that come with it. China is entering European markets aggressively, not just with cheap goods, but in strategic high-tech sectors. Electric vehicles and batteries. Chinese EVs increasingly compete with European manufacturers. Green technologies, emerging sectors like hydrogen and solar could be dominated by Chinese firms. Trade imbalance. Countries like France see deficits of tens of billions of euros. Risks for Europe. Dependence on Chinese supply chains for high-tech components. Innovation pressure. Europe lags in patents and venture capital compared to China. Knowledge transfer. Moving R&D to China risks draining European expertise. Clearly, China's rise is not just about numbers, it's about strategy, influence, and long-term planning. So how did China move from a low-cost manufacturer to a global superpower? It wasn't luck. Strategic planning, talent acquisition, technological upgrading, and global trade initiatives like the Belt and Road have created a new economic giant. If you found this video interesting, check out the channel for more exciting videos about economic topics and stay updated. Next, Econary. Think wisely, evolve quickly, understand profoundly.